Have you ever had a member of your team coming to you for advice and you give them a perfectly reasonable advice, but they don't follow it? Why is that? There are two reasons. Number one is because they came to you with emotion. They came to you venting. They came to you complaining, angry, frustrated, sad, whatever. And then you offer them perfectly reasonable but rational and practical advice. And the two are too far. They are in an emotional state and you're talking rational. First, you need to meet them with emotion and slowly bring them back once the emotion dissipates. And there are ways that we can do that. And you can comment emotional states in the comments if you like, and I'll do a video about that. Reason number two is because you gave them an advice, maybe too easily served on a silver platter, where instead it would have been more beneficial for them to come up with their own advice. And the question here is, but Luca, how can they possibly come up with a solution if they came to me with a problem? There are many frameworks you can use. I'll give you one, which is the GROW framework, where you say something like, hey, John, Jane, I can see that this is a problem. Is that okay for me to help you? I'm going to use a framework in coaching that will help you. Is that okay? Yes. And you want to get their permission. You want to get their validation because this opens up their mind to, hey, let's do this. And the GROW framework is simply, the G stands for goal. And you ask them, what is your goal in this situation? And they might say, well, my goal is to have this customer talk to me because at the moment they're being rude. Great. What is the reality? Well, they don't return my calls, they snub what I say, etc., etc. Great. And what are your options? GRO. What are your options? And they come up with some options and you help them by saying, tell me more. What else? And here you will be surprised to the limit to see how many options they can come up with, because we are resourceful. And number four, will. W for will, which is, what will you do now? What can you do now, tomorrow, and this week to bridge this gap, to get you closer to your goal? With a simple framework, they will come up with ideas. And even if something is missing, you can offer it as a suggestion. You can ask a clarifying question or a leading question to have them come up with the idea. But the end product is that they will now have an advice that came from them, not from you. Of course, you help them. And of course, without you, they would never have gotten there. But they did. And to their own accord, which means that now they own the solution. It's their idea. They've got accountability, ownership, drive, and motivation to solve it. And this works every single time. But first, you have to take people from the emotional state to the rational state. Otherwise, you're speaking two different languages. I hope this helps. And if it does, follow me.